Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Lalita Vishakha Jaya Radhesham Lalita Vishakha Jaya Radhesham Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 57. Satrajit murdered, the jewel returned. Text number 25, 26 and 27. So 27 we will chant together and then I will read 25 and 26. Keśavo dvārakām etya, nidhanam śatadhanvanaḥ, aprāptiṁ ca maṇeḥ prāha, priyāyāḥ priya-kṛd vibhuḥ. keśavo dvārakām etya, nidhanam śatadhanvanaḥ, aprāptiṁ ca maṇeḥ prāha, priyāyāḥ priya-kṛd vibhuḥ. keśavo dvārakām etya, nidhanam śatadhanvanaḥ, aprāptiṁ ca maṇeḥ prāha, priyāyāḥ priya-kṛd vibhuḥ. Keśava dvārakām etya, nidhanam śatadhanvanaḥ, word by word meaning. Keśavaḥ, Lord Kṛṣṇa. Dvārakām, to Dvārakā. Etya, coming. Nidhanam, the demise. Śatadhanvanaḥ, of Śatadhanvā. Aprāptiṁ, the failure to obtain. Cha, and maṇeḥ, the jewel. Prāha, he told. Priyāyāḥ, of his beloved. Queen Satyabhāmā. Priya, the pleasure. Kṛṣṇ, doing. Vibhuḥ, the all-powerful Lord. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Keśava arrived in Dvārakā and described the demise of Śatadhanvā and his own failure to find the Syamantaka jewel. He spoke in a way that would please his beloved Satyabhāmā. Please repeat. Lord Keśava arrived in Dvārakā and described the demise of Śatadhanvā and his own failure to find the Syamantaka jewel. He spoke in a way that would please his beloved Satyabhāmā. Purport. Naturally, Queen Satyabhāmā was pleased to hear that her father's murderer had been brought to justice, but her father's Syamantaka jewel still had to be recovered, and thus she was also pleased to hear of Lord Kṛṣṇa's determination to recover it. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Jnānāñjana Śalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitānām Pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I will read 25 and 26 now. Tam dishtva sahasothaya maithila pritamanasah araham asa vidhivad aranyam samarhanahe. Translation. The king of Mithila immediately rose from his seat when he saw Lord Balram approaching. With great love, the king honored the supreme worshipable Lord by offering him elaborate worship as stipulated by scriptural injunctions. Text 26. Uvasa tasyam katichin mithilayam samavibhu manita priti yuktena janakena mahatmana tato sikshad gadam kale dharta rashtra suyodhanaha. Translation. The Almighty Lord Balram stayed in Mithila for several years, honored by his affectionate devotee Janaka Maharaj. During that time, Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana learned from Balram the art of fighting with a club. Text 27, which entered, I will read the translation again. Lord Keśava arrived in Dvārakā and described the demise of Śatadhanvā and his own failure to find the Syamantaka jewel. He spoke in a way that would please his beloved Satyabhāmā. So, this is a wonderful program given by Srila Prabhupada to start the day with glorifying Krishna. And this is what we understand is the function of Brajvasis. They are always 24 hours glorifying Krishna. So, all these wonderful pastimes performed by the Lord helps us to meditate more and more on how merciful Lord Kṛṣṇa is on his devotees, and so he performed various pastimes, and we will try to understand few learnings from this pastime in particular, where we are discussing now that Śatadhanvā was killed by Krishna, and now Krishna returns to Queen Satyabhāmā and reporting her that what has happened. So, we can see from the example of Śatadhanvā that many times people get engaged in activities which we are not very thoughtful about and which may have consequences which are quite disgusting and disturbing also. So, in general, there are two kinds of activities, Shreyas and Preyas. So, Shreyas is we are more thoughtful, we are considering the scriptural injunctions, and we understand that everything has to be done to please Krishna, and it might take time. This is how we understand about Shreyas, but in general it is not the reality. Shreyas is the fastest way to achieve Krishna, because that is the goal of our life. So it is not time consuming, but it is only ensuring that we should be very thoughtful about whatever we do, and everything we do should be as per the injunctions of the scriptures. On the other hand, prayers is with a desire to enjoy things fast, to achieve things. It is more of an animalistic way of thinking, where we give priority to our own mind and senses. So this is what we generally see, these examples where the different persons are trying to disturb Krishna's arrangement, and then they get trapped themselves and suffer. So Śatadhanvā is one of the case that he wanted to marry Satyabhāmā, but somehow Satyajit decided to marry Queen Satyabhāmā with Kṛṣṇa. So he had that envy for Krishna in his heart. So we see this enviousness also today. It's very prevalent. The envy is the biggest challenge we have in our surrendering to Krishna. That's the only thing that is stopping us, that envy. Envy, in other words, means to enjoy independent of Krishna, can be also termed as envy. That we don't accept Krishna's supremacy. We are still debating how much to surrender and how much not to surrender. That full surrender is not coming. So, a devotee is always focused on rendering devotional service. So, even more than Shreyas in a way, that his focus is just to please Krishna. So Śatadhanvā is an envious person, and we see Akrura and Kritavarma kind of conspire to engage him. But then Prabhupada writes in Krishna book that how devotees like Akrura and Kritavarma got engaged in such a conspiracy where they inspired this killing. So I will read from Krishna book that part. Jiva Goswami, Prabhupada is quoting Jiva Goswami and explaining how Akrura and Kritavarma got carried away in this conspiracy. Though they are devotees, it's not that they are not devotees, but what they did, that they got trapped into this. The question is generally raised, why did a great devotee like Akrura join this conspiracy? And why did Kritavarma, although a devotee of the Lord, join the conspiracy also? The answer given by the great authorities like Jiva Goswami is that although Akrura was a great devotee, he was cursed by the inhabitants of Vrindavan because of his taking away Krishna from their midst. Because of wounding their feelings, Akrura was forced to join the conspiracy declared by a sinful man. Similarly, Kritavarma was a devotee, but because of his intimate association with Kamsa, he was contaminated by sinful reactions, and he also joined the conspiracy. So, we know that Akrura, we read in previous verses the prayers of Akrura to Krishna and Balaram when he was coming to Vrindavan on the instructions of Kamsa. to bring Krishna Balram to Mathura. And Srila Prabhupada also explains that this is the most ideal mood to enter Vrindavan, where one is focusing on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as he enters, he rolls in the dust of Vrindavan, and with a very nice prayerful mood and singing the glories of Krishna and Balram, Akrurji enters Vrindavan. And then he saw Krishna and Balram coming back from grazing the cows, and he was well received by them because he is uncle to them. And Akrura was very pleased to get this wonderful darshan of the Lord first time. And but here, as we hear about this conspiracy, the curse, so these gopis, they were really upset with Akrura. They said, your name is Akrura, but you are really a cruel person, that you are taking away our most beloved Krishna away. And when he was taking them away, they were standing right there with tears in their eyes, weeping. They couldn't understand what is happening and very disturbed. And they also said to Krishna that you promised us that you will never leave us, and how come you are going? And then Krishna ensures them that he has some work to do, because he has a purpose to appear. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So we know that Mother Earth, in the form of cow, goes to Brahmaji, and then they pray for the appearance of the Lord to relieve the burden of the earth. So Krishna has to perform the function why he appeared. The purpose has to be accomplished. So he gives those reasoning, and he moves with the Krishna Balram, and Akrura moves from Vrindavan for Mathura. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that since then the gopis have continuous tears in their eyes always. They were always crying for Krishna in separation, but with a hope that Krishna said that he will come back. So that hope was there. So from this pastime, this particular curse was given to Akrurji, and so he got part of this conspiracy. So we understand that whenever we cause any pain to any devotee, or we cause any pain, yes, here in case we can see as Akrura caused pain to the devotees, gopis, so he lost his intelligence in this case. He is still a devotee, but he lost his intelligence. So he got engaged into such an activity where he was inspiring Śatadhanvā to do this killing of Satrajit. So we should be very careful that we should never cause any kind of pain to devotees, because we might continue doing our devotional services, but we lose our intelligence to take correct decisions many times. So this is one aspect we can see here in this case from Akrura's dealing here. And another thing about Satrajit is, he gave his daughter Satyabhāmā to Krishna, but he was still attached to the jewel. So this desire to enjoy is Bhogeshwarya Prasaktanam. Till the time we have the desire to enjoy, we cannot be giving everything to the Lord. It's difficult to do that. So from Satrajit we understand that if we have desire to enjoy, then it becomes more and more prominent, and we try to accumulate more. Then to protect those things, our ego increases, and then we get more and more entangled in the materialistic way of life. So it's very important that living in Vrindavan, we have to get detached from materialistic things. Because if here, coming to Vrindavan, if we increase our possessions, then the next step will be, we'll get attached to it. Then when somebody will discuss us about that, we will get angry on them, our ego will come up. This is a natural cycle. So, because by Prabhupada's mercy, we are in Vrindavan, so we should be very careful about and thoughtful about increasing our material possessions here. And best formula, as I learned when I came first to Vrindavan, we were never aware of that all the lands belong to deities. So in Gujarat we never heard this. I don't know in other part of the world. But in Vrindavan all the land is in the name of deities. Even now they say Thakurji, the land belongs to Thakurji. The land documents are like that. So the whole system was so wonderfully designed that one cannot have this possession. Because the moment you have possession, then we get attached to it. So it was a wonderful system that all the land belonged to the deities. That's a very nice system. Like Govindji, Gopinathji and Madan Mohan, this is what I heard. Whole of Vrindavan land was belonging to these three deities mostly. Even now most of the documents are like that. So this is also good for us to be meditating on that. Why should we increase our possession? Because then it becomes difficult to give it up. So whatever minimum is required should be accepted, and rest should be just used for Krishna's service. That does not mean that we give up everything, but the consciousness to enjoy should be given up. Like in the case of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna gave him the whole kingdom. They didn't have anything, but Krishna gave them. He arranged the whole battlefield, and then on winning the battle, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he enthroned Yudhishthira as the king of the whole world. But he was still detached from the propensity to enjoy. So this is more important, that whatever Krishna is arranging, we are just accepting is on behalf of Krishna and mostly using it for Krishna's service, understanding that nothing belongs to us, everything belongs to Krishna. And we understand that Krishna wants us to understand that He is the enjoyer. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram surida sarva bhutanam gyatva mam santim richati. So Krishna as a very loving personality is trying to explain us this point, that He is the enjoyer, He is the proprietor, He is our only well-wisher. So if we understand this, then our real enjoyment starts. Not that Krishna wants to enjoy. Like here, all the goddesses of fortune are serving Him. He is not after the jewel. What will Syamantaka jewel mean for Krishna? Anything. It means nothing for Krishna, but He's just trying to help Satyajit in a way. So similarly, by declaring this, Krishna is just trying to help us, as He is the proprietor, He is the enjoyer, so that we can understand this point and try to carve a real path for our own enjoyment. Otherwise, this materialistic society is teaching us that the more we have our own possessions, we will enjoy. But actually, Bhagavad Gita is not speaking that. Krishna is not speaking that. And all these pastimes, this is what Krishna is trying to help, all these demons. Kamsa is trying to help Kamsa also. All demons is trying to take away from them so that they become detached from their material possessions, and then also giving them liberation. So Krishna is the most loving and merciful personality we see from all these pastimes from Krishna Leela, and is trying to help devotees or demon. This is another point. Yesterday we were reading Universal Form, and in that Prabhupada writes in one of the purport, I think 11.33, that everything is going as per the plan of the Lord. So sometimes we think that only what is seemingly looking good is good. But if everything is going as per the plan of the Lord, He has planned everything. So we have to learn to accept it and try to be Krishna conscious in those situations. Like from the example of Srila Prabhupada, we see that whenever somebody was trying to blaspheme his society or put court cases, or some newspaper would write Hare Krishna, brainwashing people, Prabhupada was never distressed from those situations. Rather, he was always appreciative that, okay, they are preaching, they are doing our work, they are propagating Krishna consciousness. So to be looking for Krishna in all the situation is what we are trying to understand from the readings of Bhagavatam. All these wonderful Vaishnavas, Parikshit Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, all the tribulations they are going through, but they never rebelled any situation. They just accept those situations as wonderful arrangement of the Lord to make them more Krishna conscious. So whatever we also go through in our life is just helping us to become more and more Krishna conscious. Then another point we understand from this pastime is about the rumors. How rumors are very detrimental to devotees' consciousness. So here Satyajit started to spread rumor that Krishna wants this jewel, and he was really blaspheming Krishna in whole of Dvārakā. And Dvārakā is what? Dvārakā is all devotees of the Lord, and he was not speaking good. And what did he get after that? So we just see that any devotee who tried to spread rumor will be having not a very good end, has to really struggle with his own life. And most importantly, if I am hearing anything of a rumor about some devotee, or here he's speaking about Krishna, but certainly we don't hear anything about Krishna now, at least in Vrindavan, but about devotees, so it is just poisoning our seed of devotion. If we hear those things, it poisons our devotion to the Lord, because we don't have that strong faith. So if we hear anything which is not glorifying Krishna, is not good for our consciousness. So we have to be very, very careful that if somebody is, by whatever reason, having some envy with one another devotee, then we should not be participating in that, because it is in no way helping our Krishna consciousness. So here we see that because of this rumor, he just lost everything. He lost Syamantaka jewel, he lost his life, Satyajit was a total loser. So this is, I understand, is a good lesson, and then we understand that anger is also permitted. Here, when Nityananda Prabhu was blasphemed in Chaitanya Leela, we know Jagai and Madai were blaspheming Nityananda. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very angry on that. So anger should be also utilized for a right cause. Not that we are not supposed to be utilizing anger. Anger utilized for protecting a devotee's interest or for propagating Krishna consciousness is certainly permitted. It's not that it's a tool to be used for Krishna's service, and we see in many pastimes. So Krishna is also angry here, and because Mother Satyabhāmā was really upset because her father was killed, so Krishna took revenge by killing, and he came and reported back that yes, we have killed Śatadhanvā, took the revenge, but I could not get the Syamantaka jewel. So also Mother Satyabhāmā was not interested in killing the Śatadhanvā, but in a way she helped to deliver Śatadhanvā, because if Krishna kills someone, he is liberated. So every arrangement, if we go through carefully like this, it is just helping every single person to become more and more Krishna conscious, becoming more and more coming nearer to Krishna. So this rumor should be we should be very careful about those things. And if we have heard, for example, till now any rumors, we should beg forgiveness from the deities or the devotees about whom we have heard, and we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, to get out of these mindsets. Otherwise, it is really struggleful. Already there is a lot of struggle to think of Krishna all the time, and when we give those, our whatever capacity we have to think about these other things, is not very good for our Krishna consciousness. And lastly, we understand from Śatadhanvā now. So Śatadhanvā, he came to know that he has done a blunder, and now he went to Akrura, Krutadharma, but nobody is helping him now. They know that if Krishna Balram is against you, who can protect you now? There is no protection left for you. And now he is trying his full energy now. He has a special horse which can run fast. Something 400 miles or 800 miles speed is written here in one of the purport. But what could he do? He could do nothing. So this is what we also do, that we try to do some material enjoyment propensity, and when we have to suffer the reaction, we try to escape it. But it's not possible. So any activity which is not for pleasing Krishna, or which is a desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, we have to pay a price. We cannot escape from it. Even how much energy we may apply. So the whole world is suffering. The whole world is trying to make plans to enjoy independent of Krishna, but we see things are falling apart. All over the world, wars are going on, the diseases are increasing, and there is no no place where anybody can feel any safety. I heard Prabhu was telling our pastime from Sakirti Prabhu from Prabhupada that once Prabhupada mentioned that if you are doing good devotional service, you will get birth in India. And there were 3 of them and they thought, why India? Because India was back 50 years back was not a good place, like it was like a very third grade country look now. But now he says, now I think that this is a very safe place. Now he feels about America that way. So the whole world is falling. This is the point, So the more we try to enjoy independent of Krishna, as in the case of Śatadhanvā, he wanted Mother Satyabhāmā, he wanted the jewel, everything got lost. He made good plan, he had his energy horse, okay. The horse, Krishna reached out with the horse fall down, collapsed. Now he started running, still not giving up, not ready to surrender still. Okay, Krishna, I'm sorry I did this. He could have done that after collapsing from the horse. So this is what is asked for from us devotees, that whatever we have done. But now let us fall down before the Lordship Krishna Balaram, Srila Prabhupada, and okay, now we are ready to surrender. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha. Let's do that now. It's the time to do. If you do that, it's good beginning. That's the beginning of our devotional service, that we are ready to surrender. Otherwise, okay, the horse is gone, now I will run. Now we started running very fast. So this is what is our mentality in this materialistic world, that we try to find out something more out of every failure. But not surrendering to Krishna, but taking more shelter of Maya. But then Gita says, Maya dakshena prakruti suyate, nothing is working freely, everything is under Krishna's direction. So what can we do? The only possibility is to take shelter of the Lord. So Śatadhanvā tried a lot, but he could not succeed. So till the time we have faith in our own endeavors, we can never be happy. It's not possible. So to become happy, we have to depend on Krishna. That's the success formula, as we also discussed that verse, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram surida sarva bhutanam gnatva mam santim richati. Only if we understand this, then we can be really having peace of mind. Otherwise, like all these asuras, constantly disturbed, So if when Prabhupada speaks in one class, if a person is not feeling happy, that means he is not performing devotional service. So if we are feeling happy, that means we are performing devotional service. So if our minds are disturbed, if we cannot think of Krishna, and so we still need more association, continuous association. We can, at any stage we cannot feel that I am independently good of devotees. Continuously we should be in shelter of devotees, praying for their mercy, begging to them forgiveness for the offenses. This is what these lessons meant for us. Otherwise, this is, okay, Krishna did some wonderful things, but what it means for me is that I can think of Krishna and then try to correct what this. I should not become a demon like all this description of the demons. This way we can correct our life and take shelter of the Lord. And we should always understand that Krishna always protects the devotees. So that verse is there, apichetu suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag. So even if a devotee has done some blunder or some mistake, but if he continues doing devotional service and beg forgiveness from the devotees, then Krishna is always kind. Krishna never rejects us. And even from Srila Prabhupada's life we see Prabhupada has never rejected devotees. He was always inspiring to reform, correct, and engaged, keep engaged in devotional service. So this is a very wonderful process to remain engaged, is hearing and reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So the more we glorify Krishna like this in association of devotees, more it becomes easier to understand Krishna and the real goal of our life. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any comments? Comment? No, we are going for comments now, then we'll go for questions. Just a minute. So you are making a comment?
There are so many, but I don't want to do it right now.
Okay.
goes on. Only glorify Krishna, everything else. I mentioned so many times, Prabhupada, as soon as he heard outside of his room anyone saying anything other than speaking philosophy, talking about preaching or describing pastime, which happened, as soon as he would hear people, devotees talking about one another, he would stop it. And he always said the same thing. He said it to myself, he would call me in the room, he did it with Prabhu. I don't know if Raja Shakti has ever experienced it, but he would say, this gossip. He would use gossip. He didn't say prajalpa, he would say gossip. Gossip is very specific. Gossip means you're always trying to bring someone down. This is gossip. It destroys. He didn't say, obey your Krishna consciousness, flatten out or stop. He didn't say it stopped it. It actually destroys it. This is actually one of the most, and it's a very difficult thing as well. It's very easy to fall into these kind of situations. But as soon as it happens, and it happened very often in Mayapur, 3 different times when I was there, somehow or other, someone would carry very well in Mayapur. Even initially in the, I was in the hut, in the front, and the go down that was there, the shack. And right in front of his room was just his entourage. They were just talking casually. And he called me in and said, tell me to be quiet. I couldn't hear it. See, this is a devotee. The one is actually a devotee. He can't even hear such topics. And this is what he would do. Immediately he would say, tell him to be quiet. He didn't care who it was. Between GBC, son, anyone. He would tell me, you tell them, be quiet, this destroys your Krishna consciousness. Probably one of those most important things we can do is learn how to control the tone of our speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So also questions now.
Hare Krishna. As you were speaking, Krishna never leaves anyone. He takes care of everyone. So we see not only devotees, even the non-devotees or this person, everyone they are getting everything whatever they want. So Krishna is merciful to everyone, not only to the devotees. What do you say about that?
What?
What do you say about that?
Sorry? Yes, Krishna is merciful on everybody. Yes, I agree to that. I agree to that. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. The question I have, how do you define surrender? Krishna says, let's offer me growth, power, water, and when I'm satisfied. The why on the earth you make chappan gold, 108 gold, big jewelry for Krishna. So all those things is it because you satisfy yourself rather than satisfying the Lord Krishna. That's number one. Number two is chanting Hare Krishna or surrendering your material things is not going to help you until unless you surrender all your anarthas. What's the point of you chanting but you still have all the anarthas? Kama, krodha, lobha, and ego. So these things have to be given up. Then only you can understand the spiritual life. Thank you.
So, first part was question and second was answer, like that? Or So I understand that when you say patram pushpam phalam toyam, so it does not mean that we should not offer shapan bhoga to the Lord. It's only for our enjoyment. But Krishna says that whatever you have, I am contented with that. It doesn't mean that we offer to Krishna patram pushpam and we enjoy more. If you can live only on patram pushpam whole your life, Krishna is happy with that. So if I have only patram pushpam and some flowers, okay, offer, and I can live my life like that, he is more than happy with me. But if I offer to Krishna patra pushpam and I am eating all roti, rice, dal, chapati, then that is not surrender. So you are right that whatever we have, if we give everything, that is surrender to the Lord. So he is not hankering for chapan bhog, but then that doesn't mean that if we have facility, we should not do that. All the acharyas, even Madhavendra Puri, when he had this wonderful pastime of Govardhan, Gopalji installed, he offered, the whole village was helping to make chapan bhog for the deities. And deity was happy enjoying that food. But the consciousness should be to serve, not to enjoy when we make chapan bhog. That is a very valid point. And this is from I think 7th chapter. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami masu. He said, surrender. Just give up all type of religion. All type of religion means family, friends, relatives, bank balances, house. Just give up everything. That is what surrender means. Everything should be used for Krishna's service. We just, as a servant, we accept whatever is required for our maintenance. And that is for me. If I will do it, I will get mercy of the Lord. If I cannot do it, I can't. If I preach to all, but if I don't do myself, what am I benefiting? So if I want to benefit, I have to do it. I don't have to wait for the rest of the world to surrender, waiting, preaching to all of them, and then surrender myself. So Srila Prabhupada gave up everything and then he was preaching. So I understand books are the basis. So if we read Srila Prabhupada books thoroughly, we will understand what was Prabhupada's mood. And then by that reading and chanting, we get purity and we can come up of those anarthas, as you mentioned also rightly, that what is the use of. But this is the process. When we keep doing, if some floor is dirty, we have to keep cleaning it. We can't say that it is not getting clean. The process is to clean it. So, reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the cleaning process. So it might take time, as we were discussing. Everything is going as per the plan of the Lord. We don't know how much dirt is there, but we know the process by the mercy of Acharya. So we continue doing that. And by following that process, we are getting purified. And when we become pure, then Acharya or Guru will empower us to preach. So purity is the force, then comes preaching is the essence. And then we can understand, use everything in Krishna's service. Utility is the principle. So this sequence has to be followed. So most important thing is to read Prabhupada books. If we don't read Prabhupada books and we don't understand the real purpose he is giving, we will be always bewildered about how to surrender and why to surrender. Thank you. Yes, Maharaj. Okay, yes.
Do you know who this no one is? Anyone? Anyone? No one? No one? N-O-O-N-E, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who this no one is?
I'm not.
Krishna is talking about this no one, that's why I'm asking. And I'm looking for this no one. Who's me? Can you understand this one? Do you have Bhagavad Gita? Anyone who has Bhagavad Gita with them? Anyone? I asked, do you know who this no one is? There is no one. Why did Krishna use this phrase? Krishna is using this name as no one. Sorry? No one can understand. Thank you so much for answering this. Please you answer. But then Krishna is asking them, yes, by this kind of thing, doing this, you can understand it. Then why Krishna is contradicting himself? It's just like you can say there are thoughts, but it's not mine. It's Krishna's. I'm not yet done. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comment. It was not a comment, it was a question. If you don't have the answer, please.
if you're not submissive, it's number one quality that you must develop, humility. Then you'll understand
I'm
this.
so sorry, Prabhuji. It was, but my question was different. You didn't answer the question.
It's okay, I'll talk to you later.
Oh, you will.
Yes. I just want to
Add to that.
But we didn't answer. Thank you so much.
say there is no
Yes.
That's my thing.
Slow down and just listen. I just want to make a comment that Krishna is all merciful. We think that when we heard that Krishna is always merciful, it's like Krishna is always doing good things to me. So also Krishna shows his mercy if something happens to us which is like unexpected, like we are not agreeing, but whatever Krishna does is always for our betterment. It says that if Krishna takes away something from you, that shows Krishna's mercy.
Yes.
So Krishna, mercy is not always giving.
Yes.
It's also taking. If we can understand that, then that is Krishna's mercy.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Generally, I am giving comments or a question as an assembly of the devotees. That Prabhu behind me was asking something, no one, who is no one. Do you have an answer? So, my humble answer is Krishna says, Vadanti tattva vedam ekam yat jnanam adhyayam brahmati paramatma iti bhagavan iti sabdha. So, it's the same person. Those says brahmati, that means no one. Somebody says that Krishna or the Lord has no form. For them, Krishna himself is no one. Brahmati, that is the form of a Brahma, that is the effulgence of the light. Then Paramatma is the same Lord, it resides in every particle. That is Paramatma, localized. Then the Supreme, gradually when we understand this Brahma, Paramatma, then gradually we reach the level of Bhagavan. So this no one, Paramatma and Bhagavan is same, it depends on our enhancement. This is what I understand. My humble understanding.
Thank you.
I
Hare Krishna.
didn't ask, but you understood. I simply asked Prabhuji, I am so sorry for saying. And Arjun said this to Krishna that thank you so much, please dispel this doubt of mine, but for you, no one is to be found to destroy this doubt. What do you think about this? Any comment? Why Arjun used this reference of no one?
Maybe some senior devotees you can come individually with the Bhagavad Gita or some quote, and then our senior devotees, Maharaj and many senior devotees are with the book level, not
So-
with our mind.
You please sit down. You please sit down. We are suggesting.
I'm just leaving Prabhuji, just allow me some time. It's like only one thing I just want to discuss. Either convince someone.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. I'm sorry. This is what you meant, right?
Sorry to take mic.
No, no problem. Very good.
He grabbed me after class the other day. He didn't.
No, he needs the medicine.
Oh, yeah, I saw you there.
Yeah. It wasted time.